Why isn't Call of Duty as fun as it used to be? Which I'm sure is a question many fans have had on their mind for a long time. Let's talk about what's gone wrong and how we can fix it.
Threat neutralized.
Welcome one and welcome all. Make yourselves comfortable because right now we're going to talk about the annual meme that is the Call of Duty series. And more importantly, why these games aren't as fun as they used to be. So load up, grab your meme rifle, put your red dot sight on, get your fast mags and get your tactical stock, and let's get blasting at why Call of Duty sucks. But hold on just a second. If you agree with me and think that Call of Duty is no longer as fun, please leave me a like, subscribe with the bell on, and comment down below your thoughts of how Call of Duty could be improved in the future. And with that shameless bit of self-promotion out of the way, let's get right into it. Now before the angry mobs with their pitchforks and their torches camp outside my house, hard scoped on every window waiting for me to make an appearance, I like Call of Duty, so you can stop practicing your 360 YY fakey no scopes, upside down, backflip, side to side, Doritos Mountain Dew shots, because I would like to look at ways in which we can improve Call of Duty and return it back to its glory days where the game was just mindless fun. Now quickly, just a little bit of history about me and why I feel like I qualify to be able to talk about this subject. And that is because most people within the Call of Duty community these days would say that I'm an old man. And they probably view me more like the granddad down the pub than somebody actually in the mid-20s.
Back in my day, everybody used noob tubes and everything exploded.
Which, now come to think about it, that's actually an accurate representation of me and the Call of Duty series. Which means I have plenty experience within the golden age of Call of Duty. Which in my mind means I know what made Call of Duty great and what problems are currently plaguing the more recent titles. So with that said, let's explore together some of the main factors contributing to Call of Duty's downfall.
Activision.
Now it's absolutely no secret that Activision aren't angels within the gaming industry. And I think this is exactly what has been going wrong with the Call of Duty franchise. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not blaming Activision for every negative decision that Call of Duty has made as a franchise. Some decisions were probably made in-house with the developers alone. Although I do believe Activision have played a major role in the overall decline of the franchise as a whole, I don't believe that they are the sole contributors to the downfall of Call of Duty. But with that said, do take everything I say with a pinch of salt, because I don't know exactly how much creative control they take away from the developers. And with that said, I have compiled a list of 5 things that I believe are contributing to the downfall of this once great franchise. Starting at number 5 is the amount of glitches and bugs that recent Call of Duty titles have been released with. You won't have to look very far on the internet, whether it's on YouTube, on Twitter, or on forums like Reddit, to find endless complaints about bugs and glitches that players are facing. After so many years' experience of releasing games, you would think a publisher the size of Activision would maybe have the developers test the games and iron all of these problems out, but instead we're often bestowed with games that are buggy messes, that are glitches and at times unplayable. How are we ever supposed to enjoy a game if we're scared at any moment it could crash or bug out or glitch in a way which means we can't actually get the full experience that we've paid for, taken away from the overall fun of the game, because nobody wants to stress about bugs and glitches. Nobody wants to spend hours searching the internet, watching YouTube videos on how to fix this one specific issue that should never have been in the game to begin with, because it's a problem that should have been ironed out at launch. It's a very simple concept. If you make sure your game works when you release it, people will like it more. And although I personally think that underneath all of these issues that Cold War has, there is a fun game, I don't blame anybody who turns their back on it because the game feels unfinished. Now, I'm not against the Battle Pass idea in free-to-play games such as Fortnite or more recently Rocket League, but when I'm paying full price for a AAA title, I really don't feel like I should then be expected to pay extra for just a couple more items that, in the grand scheme of things, most players won't even want because they're mostly cosmetics. And I know that the counter argument to what I've just said is simply, don't buy the Battle Pass. But the point is, I would much rather the developers put their development time into making things like new maps or improving the existing map than making more weapon charms that most people really don't care about. Simply put, I would much rather more effort go into making the game play better than making your gun look cool. And I'm sure that's something that most people can agree with me on. So number 4 for me is to completely scrap the Battle Pass system and put the resources spent into making the pass into making the game play better. And next up on the chopping block is everybody's favourite pet peeve within AAA games. And although this is in the same vein as the Battle Pass, microtransactions are a greater evil because microtransactions are a whole umbrella in which something like a Battle Pass lives underneath. Why should fans who part with £50, £60, $60, $70 if you're over in the States be expected to pay for more content which is in the game at day one? So why don't we have it? Why should we have to pay more when we've already paid so much for a game? It's just simply publishers wanting to milk their fans for every last penny they can, and it's still something that sadly happens despite the outrage from the player base. And this is a problem because once again it's a publisher making money before making a good game that people actually want to play. I feel like if there was less emphasis on trying to make money off of things such as microtransactions and instead they just try to improve the game and make the game as good as it can be, the quality of Call of Duty titles would skyrocket once more. If I was to tell you that the maps in Black Ops Cold War are absolutely brilliant, the best we've seen yet, they're all fun and they're all really well made, you would think I'm insane. You would tell me to go book an appointment with my doctor for as soon as possible to go get my head checked. The same could be said for anybody who has designed these maps, playtested them and said they are good to go. Because the harsh reality is that these maps are not very good. The maps in Cold War and the maps in Modern Warfare have been some of the worst I have seen in a long time. Compare them to maps of older Call of Duty such as Black Ops 2 with maps like Hijacked and Raid. Raid, a map they're bringing back because people liked it that much. It's just not good enough. The maps on disc, especially when there's so few of them, should be absolutely top-notch quality, especially with all the experience these developers have had making maps in the older games. And as all well and good as it is to bring back classic maps should be brought back because frankly if they're that good, people should be able to enjoy them on more than one title. But the problem lies because right now, older maps are being used as a crutch to make up for shoddy and lazy map design in the current titles. In an ideal world, we should have a mix of new, fresh and exciting maps in with the old classic maps to make for the best experience possible, but unfortunately that just isn't what has been happening. And the real frustrating and disappointing thing is, we know they can do better. They've made maps that have been amazing in the past, and it just seems to have stopped with modern titles. And I think most of you would have bet your houses that skill-based matchmaking would be at number 1 on this list to why Call of Duty isn't as fun as it used to be. It seems that the developers and Activision have forgotten what made Call of Duty so much fun and what drew people to it in the first place. It's not a competitive shooter. It's a casual shooter, something you play with your friends when you run around the map shooting people in the face to just relax and blow some steam after a hard day. And if you're anything like me, which I'm sure a lot of you are, you jump onto Call of Duty for an hour or two just to run around like a maniac, shooting people in the face, having a good time. The last thing you want to do is have to try hard and play like an absolute sweatlord in order to get a positive KD. Call of Duty has never been about esports. It's always been about mindless, casual fun. And unfortunately, the developers and Activision have seemed to have forgotten that fact and instead want to try and cash in on the gigantic esports scene and force everybody to play skill-based matchmaking instead of just integrating a dedicated ranked mode, which I think they've not done that because they know it would flop. In short, skill-based matchmaking has killed a lot of the fun of Call of Duty. I'm sure many fans preferred the days when anybody could play anybody. Yeah, sometimes you might come up against 5 KD sweatlords that would absolutely wreck you, but you'd also come up against those 0.2 KD scrublords, in which you can have a great time stomping on. It was par for the course and all a part of Call of Duty, back when the game was a lot more casual and most people would argue a lot more fun. Thank you for watching, and if you agree with me, please do give me a like, subscribe with the bell on, and comment down below what you think has gone wrong with Call of Duty and what additions we need in future titles to make Call of Duty great again. That's all from me today. Everybody take care, and I will see you out there on the field.